Hi, name is still Igor, and now I will teach you how to import data into MATLAB. Finance is all about data, and the sources of it are numerous. One of the good ones is probably Yahoo Finance, or finance.yahoo.com. From here we will get some volatility index of the S&P 500, and if you search it you get the latest quote and some dynamics and historical prices here to the left. You can select something fun, 2008, daily, get prices. You scroll all the way down and you download this guy into your working directory. So, before we go into it, I just want to show you what a CSV value file is. So a CSV stands for a comma-separated value. And in Excel it would look like this. It places everything in a single cell, separated with a comma. So you get all sorts of stuff here. Date, comma, some floating point numbers, comma, some integer values, comma, maybe some text, etc, etc. And of course there is no chance you can deal with it, with this raw, unprocessed data. So you have to import it. And the easiest way to do so in Excel would be to use import data. I go to File, Import Data, but if you are in MATLAB 2013, you'd try Home, Variables section and Import Data. There is this huge greenish button, there is no chance you would miss it. But anyway, we select our data, vix_d, d for daily, and MATLAB starts to complain, so we click on here. We click on comma because that's what our separator is, and next and finish. And here in our workspace we have now our numeric data and all the rest, which was not recognized as numeric by MATLAB. Okay, another way is to use the import data function or the CSV read function. And it's good practice. It's good habit to dock any unknown function you encounter in MATLAB. MATLAB has amazing support. For every function you get a full description of what it does, on what it operates. You get some examples and some suggestions for further search. So here, for example, we see that CSV read operates on a file name, row and column, with row and column being zero based, so that row equals 0 and column equals 0 specify the first value in the file. And that's what we do. The name of our file is vix_d.csv, and you have to make sure that such a file exists here in your working directory. Okay, we place our pointer at 1, 1 rather than at 0, 0 because the first column is a column of text dates and the first row is a column of text column names. Okay, we don't want them be imported as that will result in an error, so we skip it. And now we have our vix_d, same metrics that we've seen before. Okay, it's not that convenient to work with dates using this import data or CSV read functions. So in order to circumvent this problem, we have to use text scan. Text scan is a powerful tool for dealing with all sorts of text data, and we will see it later on when we'll look into the txt files. Text scan operates on file ID, which is not the same as the file name. File ID is the output of fopen function, and what fopen does, it puts the pointer at the beginning of your text document. So it will put the pointer right at the beginning of D here, and it will wait for further instructions. The second argument is format specifications, and this is actually your idea of what your data file contains. So in my case, I specify that the first column contains strings, the second column contains floating point numbers, and so do the rest. Okay. Additional arguments, a number of header-lines and delimiter, and all of that you can look up if you go to doc text scan. So the floating points and strings and additional arguments are here. Here we see our delimiter. Okay. Finally, we have to close the file ID. That would reset the pointer. I have to say that after text scan bumps into the first empty line of your file, it stops and the pointer remains there. So we'll have to reset it. Let's run the whole bunch, and here we go. The output vix_temp is now a cell array. A cell array in MATLAB is simply a collection of everything possible. Okay, it's like Irish ragu or something. You can have some text files in here, you can have numerical values, floating points, integers, etc., etc. So, here, just let me go. Under vix_temp indexed 1,1, we have a vector of strings, and those are our dates. We can convert them into the number of days which have passed since 1900. I guess it's 1900. In order to do so, and it's very convenient to do so, in fact, we use the dateNum function, which converts dates into numbers. Its arguments would be a vector of strings, and that's why we index our cell array with curly brackets in order to arrive at a vector rather than at a cell. The second argument being our format of the date. So our dates are 4-digit year, 2-digit month, and a 2-digit day, all separated with a dash. We evaluate it, and we get our dates. Awesome. Now, in order to extract our numerical data from the cell array, and it's utterly inconvenient to work with cell arrays in MATLAB, we use a cell-to-mat function, which is cell array to matrix. And its argument have to be a cell array, which is why we use a parenthesis to index an array, rather than curly brackets here. We have seen it before, haven't we? This volatility index matrix. Okay,